Hey guys, it's Jess from Stark Skincare here. So originally today what I wanted to do was just have sort of like a fun video, basically roasting myself, talking about different beauty fails that I've had over the years. It was to show you the current beauty crisis that I'm having. Hair, it's almost always hair with me. Like, not that I think I'm doing the rest of it, you know, so epically wonderfully, but I am having a pretty bad hair situation right now. I'm just gonna get it over with and show you guys. Look. Oh my god, nape shaves are so gross when you're growing them out. I wanted to begin today by talking about these so-called beauty fails. You know, you see them on YouTube. Someone like burning half their hair off with a straightening iron. Someone really messing up their bangs. Someone giving themselves a horrible home facial where they end up, I don't know, scrubbing their face with glitter and baking soda. Really silly, ill-conceived DIYs. And then, you know, the moral of the story is go see the professional because only the professionals know what they're doing. And then I started having sort of these complicated thoughts around that because I was thinking about, you know, the typical DIY fail, which is bang trimming. It would be safe to say 100% of women tried to trim their own bangs and have failed epically. I do think though that if you are a person who's going to wear their bangs long term, that you learn how to trim them yourself. So as I was sort of thinking about this, I was thinking about my own experience with professionals in different health, beauty, wellness fields and what, in my opinion, makes a really great professional and what makes the kind of professional that is perpetuating this belief that we can't handle our own health and wellness and beauty things, and that basically just take our power away. And I'm not trying to go on this like big feminist rant or anything like that, but just like it's not even about women, it's just about people, and it's just about the messages that were sent that we are somehow deficient or not good enough, not knowledgeable enough, not competent enough to take care of ourselves. I'm so distracted by my cats right now, I'm sorry. They're being so cute. Let me show you. Just, oh god, they're so cute. Hi. I'm glad I got that out of the way. I couldn't stop staring at them. Yeah, it made me think about like, why don't we know how to trim our own bang? Why are so many of us afraid to go to the hairstylist? Like, what is going on with that? Okay, so my two recent experiences with my own hairstylist, well, it's at the same salons, but it was two different people. So the girl she's only cut my hair once since I've lived here, but I've decided she's gonna be my woman, and she did an amazing job. She used her expertise and her experience to guide my decision-making process, but she totally respected what I wanted and then almost like came to a compromise. Like, so I wanted this nape shave and she was like, well, you have fine hair, which I know, and we talked a lot about fine hair, so she's like, if you really want to get this done, I suggest that we do it in a certain way. And I was like, okay. We did it. She gave me magic bangs too. She gave me the right kind of layers for my hair texture. She cut my hair so that I wouldn't need to go in just a few weeks, and she was like, you can definitely maintain your own bangs, like, you know, like as long as you're pretty confident with scissors, you've got the confidence to do it, and you just really take it slow and go easy and don't take off a lot of length, you know, go for it. That made me feel great, you know, even though in a sense it's kind of like she's asking a client not to return to her as often, versus my second experience when I went to go get a bang trim and my nape shaved. Again, because I wanted it to go a little bit higher and to go like into like a little triangle. And the guy who was actually the owner, he ended up going way too high in my hair and then putting a pattern in my hair that I didn't want. Like the specific pattern I didn't want, he shaved into my head. And then we were discussing like trimming my bangs. He gave me the wrong kind of bangs. Like I like my bangs to be kind of shaggy and sort of like 70s mom style, and he gave me like blunt straight across bangs that were really hard to style. But then you know, we were talking about getting our bangs, like keeping bangs maintained, and he says, well, how do you go about doing it? And I said, oh well, I snip them myself. You know, I have the right kind of shears, and I was trying to convey that I sort of know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not saying I'm like an amazing hairstylist, but like I am fairly competent at doing it. And he was horrified. He's like, you should never do your bangs yourself. Always come in, you know, we only charge like $5 or something like that to get your bangs trimmed. I just felt like that was so disrespectful of my time and of my level of competence, and sort of like overblowing his own skill, considering he didn't even listen to me, you know? And I think that this is not an uncommon experience where you go see a professional and they don't go about their job in a way that empowers their client and in a way that educates and then gives the person that they're supposed to be helping the right tools to help themselves. It's like it's almost like a really crappy marketing thing where they think that the more that you shame the person that you're helping, that's gonna mean more business for yourself. Well, I don't think that's the case. So yeah, I feel like a lot of these beauty fails, DIY fails, is often because we as consumers, or as like the inexperts, so let's say, you know, for me, like I am not very good with makeup, and I would love, you know, to have more knowledge about that. I would love to work with a makeup artist to get some guidelines on how to do that, but one makeup artist that I know in this sphere, I'm not naming names obviously, when I watched her help noobs at makeup, that she uses a little bit of a tone of shaming and ridicule. It's very hurtful in a way that's actually only self-serving. You're like where it's like establishing a hierarchy between, you know, expert and non-expert. True experts should be teaching and sharing resources. I guess I just wanted to be talking about this to kind of be like commiserating about the whole experience of like when you go and get your haircut and then someone's like shaming you because, you know, you box dyed at home or whatever. Or like you go to an osteopath or a chiropractor and they crack you and just send you off, and then they don't like give you any exercises or tools, or they don't try to like unpack like why your back hurts so much. Oh, it turns out maybe it's your posture, it's the way you sit, it's the way you stand to work, or whatever it is, you know? I think that the best professionals that I've ever personally worked with, like for example, my osteopath, my witch doctor, she is incredible. And she doesn't just really take the time to understand your body and what's going on, but she gives you tools. She asks lots of questions. It really goes beyond just the physical body too. She kind of gets into like life coaching, and I find that kind of extremely holistic approach to be really inspiring, and like definitely where more and more like where I want to be taking my own practice of being a skincare formulator. I feel like my job goes beyond that, which is why, you know, like I do things like these videos or creating my course called 21 Days. First of all, I feel like I'm always learning. I feel like I kind of know nothing, but as I learn, I want to, like, I'm so excited about what I learned that I need to share it. To me, having that approach of like, I'm the expert and you guys don't know anything, it seems so backwards and wrong and horrible, because I've spoken with my customers and you guys are freaking brilliant and know a lot about ingredients and about products and skincare and everything. And you know, it's a much more, I guess, like well-rounded approach or like relationship that I personally want to have. I mean, it's a choice, right? Some people might want to feel I am powerless, just like do what you will. That's really like, I don't necessarily like giving up that kind of control, but I think that if that is the general approach for everyone working in health and wellness, beauty, whatever, whether it's a doctor, a hairstylist, or a product formulator, or pharmacist, what have you, we have less and less people taking ownership of their health, of their well-being, and just control over their own bodies, like whatever that may look like to a person. To be an expert, I feel like you have to make mini experts out of everyone. If every time you went to the doctors you came back feeling like not confused or not like shamed because you made mistakes, but super empowered because you got new information, like really exciting stuff to share, how often does that not happen, you know? It's very frustrating. And so I don't know, maybe if you work in health and wellness or have, you know, some kind of job where you get to help people, this hasn't been your approach, that maybe you can think about it being your approach. And then us, you know, just as like everyone just needing these services and whatnot from experts in different fields, that maybe this is what we should be asking for. Maybe we should be, you know, asking our stylist, like, how did you do that? How do I do that curl in my hair? How can I trim my own bangs? And being adamant about it. What if we started asking more? There'd be less beauty fails. And to stop with the shaming. I am so freaking sick of shaming. It's just like, not only are there all those kinds of beauty and health and wellness, unrealistic expectations being constantly perpetuated, but then there's also this like, this feeling of like this hierarchy, you know, where it should be more about sharing. It doesn't mean that, you know, if you're an expert that you shouldn't be charging or that you should expect to just get everything for free or whatever, but just like a different type of transactional relationship, I think that needs to be the norm, I believe. I don't know. That was just a weird rant. So there you go. I am exhausted. My eyes are bone dry right now, and it's time for lunch. So have a great weekend. Bye!